Give me a second. Let me get my stream up and all that good stuff going on. For those playing the drinking game, try not to give yourself alcohol poisoning because we got a lot of talking to do tonight. I'm gonna get pretty long-winded in the beginning of this. When we do this tonight, I'm just gonna really get long-winded and nail like the major thing first, so that people who missed the meeting and want to listen to the recording and stuff like that don't have to go searching. Um, as far as notes go, you guys know how we do our normal meetings. My notes actually aren't that long, other than like the major topics. So we're just probably gonna just not even look at my notes, hit the major topics first, and then go back to the notes. If I start to double say something, then one of the leads can stop me that we already said it, and that'll try to speed things up a little bit. We got some pretty important stuff to discuss tonight. Give me 1 second to put that's a funny one, Nerf. Give me 1 second to pull my stream up here. I gotta switch it back to Discord. All right, stream is firing up. For those who don't know, the stream link is in our links channel in Discord, but you can still hear me in Discord, so that's all that really matters. So, to get things started, I almost didn't do this, and I was actually on a long car ride for work today and thinking about this a lot. I'm actually really stressed and nervous about this meeting. I was really stressed and nervous thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a little extra long-winded and explain to you the preface, like what led up to this moment type thing. Originally, my plan was just like, you know what? Let's just announce what we got to do, announce what the changes are going to be, and let's move on. But you know what? I want to kind of give you the backstory. I know you guys get kind of annoyed with how windy and wordy me and Aliana get, but just bear with me. I'm pretty passionate about what we've done here with these servers, and hell, even my voice, I'm gonna start probably getting choked up here. I just want to tell the whole story. I just want to start from the beginning. I'm gonna try to do the fast version, but I want to get you guys caught up to speed on what got us to this point that we're making some of these changes that we're making. Um, they're major changes. So basically, for those who haven't been around here for many years, which some of you actually have, 3 years ago, I was playing Rust with my son. He was pretty young at the time to be playing Rust, honestly. We played on a PVE server, though, active mods, active admins, stuff like that. And they just were dicks. They had their favorites and their friends, and they helped them, and they gave them free stuff, and they wouldn't help other players when there were problems. There was terrible admins. And it was a terrible server, real pay to win. They sold every item there was on their website, blah, blah, blah. It was terrible. So eventually I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't have any background, but I can figure this out. So anyway, long story short, I made these servers. Um, but I didn't have Shadow Frax promoting me. I didn't know anybody in the community. I had nothing. So it was just me. And I sat here every day. And I mean, when I say this every day, some of our oldest players can vouch for this. I sat there every day. I would wake up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I work from home ever since I stopped being a cop. So I'm pretty much at my computer all day, and I would literally just sit in Rust all day. And on one screen, I could see if someone logged into my server, which in an entire day would be like one or two people. Anytime someone logged into the server, I would go and greet them. I would go meet them. I would go play with them. We'd go run and chase zombies together, run monuments. I'd get them in a mini copter and fly them around, show off my little map that I made, which was terrible back then. I only had one map that I made. It was a ton of work. I did that every day, literally every day, from 7 a.m. to probably 11 p.m. Day in, day out. I started the server in May, which this will be our 3-year anniversary next month, by the way. I started the server in May. My family went on a vacation in June for my birthday to the beach, and I spent the entire vacation in the condo on my laptop, greeting players, running monuments, just trying to keep if I could keep that one guy, keep that one person playing on my server, then it wouldn't be empty. And then another person might join. And then if I can keep that player, then it wouldn't be empty. And it took me probably 3 to 6 months, like doing that every day of my life. Christmas, even Christmas, Thanksgiving, I left my family and I was working on these servers, trying to get players to stick on my servers. It was rough, like it was real rough. Lots of credit card debt, thousands of dollars of credit card debt. And I kept telling my wife, hey, I'm going to design these packages so people can donate, and eventually the server will pay for itself type thing. I just let me work on this project. I'm doing something good here, I promise. And years and years go by. Anyway, so well, not years, but months and months go by. Eventually, got 10 players. I got 10 people to stick around. Some of them still play here. If you guys ever met like No Skill, he's the most recent one I could think of that I've seen lately. I think he was like our third player in history. And he was one of the ones like, I please just stay here. Give my server a chance. That's all I'm asking you. And he did. He stuck around, with only 4 people. Anyway, so eventually once we broke like 20 players or so, which took, probably about 6 months to do. Yeah, I did. Sharon, he's an old school person too. You know it. I did. I greeted every single player. I kid you guys not, every day of my life, holidays, vacations, everything. That's all I did was sit here and try to keep players by befriending them and helping them and doing stuff with them. Anyway, so once it broke like 20, 30 players, got a little easier because at least, there was somewhat of a population. So people would want to join and play and not, I didn't have to beg them to stay. Then I needed an admin to kind of help me out, and I got an admin. And anyway, long story short, we'll go downhill from there. Here we are 3 years later. Servers got so packed, we had to open up Light. Even Light started getting packed. Main one, I mean, there was a time, Main one, we had to pop up like over 200 cap at one point just because that was our only server. And I remember at one point, I think our record was like 227 people online at once. It was crazy. So we opened up some new boxes, as you guys know, Light, and we got Main 2, and of course we took Terminus just as just an experiment, just to play around with and stuff like that. Anyway, again, long story short, it became pretty successful, as you guys have seen now. The servers have been operating in the black for years now. And what I mean by that is, we bring in enough donations to cover all our bills, save reserves, pay our taxes, which I pay a shit ton of taxes on these servers. Have money saved up for when shit hits the fan and we got to just randomly buy a new box out of the clear blue sky. Save money when we gotta get new maps, new plugins, whatever, stuff like that. So we're doing good. We keep reserves for just those situations. Like for instance, the last 2 months, April and I'm not sorry, not April, March and February were the worst donation months we've had in probably 2 years. And I know why. It's not because anything's going wrong with the servers. It's just Rust in general has had like a real downslope lately. I'm sure people have noticed that across the board on other servers, not just ours. I've even had other server owners asking me like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's just Rust. You know how it is. It'll come and go." But in those 2 months of the worst donations we've had in 2 years, and again, it's just because there's been less people playing Rust. We still, covered our bills just fine. I've always been a smart person with, keeping reserves and stuff like that. So no concerns there. But it's still taking a huge toll. So, over those years, as you guys know, I stopped being a cop because I got a spine injury. So my back is not in exactly the best shape in the world. I'm in pretty decent shape for my age, other than the spine surgery. And I used to be a pretty physical, active person, work out 3 times a week, go to the lake, ride jet ski, go on hikes, all this good stuff. Man, all that stopped in the 3 years. Everything. I've just, I don't know, man. It's really taken over my life. It's drained a lot out of my marriage. Not to get so personal with everybody in this channel. Kind of embarrassing, honestly, with this many people listening to me right now. Anyway, these servers have taken a huge toll on my life. A huge toll that I just cannot even describe how much. And now, don't get me wrong, that's not a negative, and that's not a it's not a dig at our players. That's like, a five-star chef bitching that he cooks too much. I took this on myself, so it's not anything against our players. I'm the one that decided, hey, these servers are going to have just the best admins, the best maps, the best everything, just constantly, constantly, constantly. I'm the one that made the conscious decision to go ham like that. So don't take this as me trying to say that you, the players, have destroyed my life. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I gave it my all for 3 years. And I can say that the other admins do too. I can say Aliana, man, how many times have I had to talk you off the cliff, Aliana, or off the building edge? Um, I have to talk probably every 3 months. I got to talk Eliana off the edge of the building. This is hard work. It really is. I don't know if you guys realize that. It's really hard. So, with that said, and the reason we do so much work is we want the players to have a flawless experience. No lag, good performance, no trolls, all the good stuff, everything we can. But we've had an epiphany lately, and we've come to a crossroads. And some of you are kind of, I can see in the chat here, trying to guess what one side of that crossroads leads to. I'm sure it can be pretty obvious which we got a major crossroads here. If I turn left, I'm sure you can guess what happens. But I decided that it can't just be like that. We've built too much, we've done too much, we've made a really wonderful thing here. So I wanted to have another option. I don't want to just shut all this down. We've done a lot of good, and we've put a lot of work into this. And I really think that this could easily go on. And when I say this, I just mean us, our community, what we got going here. I mean, Face Punch isn't going to delete Rust anytime soon, so I think we could keep this going for many more years if we do what the changes are going to be. So the other option would be I just shut all this down because the way things have been going for these 3 years, I can't do this anymore. Like, I got to get my wife back. I got to get my life back. I got to go exercise again. I got to go out and hike. I got to go just take my dog for walks. Um, yeah, I mean, it's very close to a shutdown announcement, that's for sure. But I had an idea. I had epiphany. I've lost a lot of sleep over this over months and months and months. So I had an idea. I brought it up to the leads. I fully expected the leads to just tell me that's fucking ridiculous, which would then result in me just saying, okay, well, then the other option is I just shut all this down. Believe it or not, the leads actually responded overwhelmingly positive to my idea. I was pretty shocked. We ironed a few things out. We changed a few things, like maybe I went too far with my idea on this topic, so we dialed that back a little bit. Maybe I didn't go far enough on the other topic, so we dialed it up a little bit. Anyway, so we worked on things. This was a couple months ago. We worked on some things. We dialed things in and tuned things up a little bit with my idea. Then we brought the idea to the admin team. The admin team seemed pretty gung ho about my idea too. So this is all your fault, Brett. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, I brought it to the admin team, and they actually also, as far as I know, unless I'm just blind and oblivious, everybody in the admin team, staff, leads, everybody kind of thinks this is a good idea and a good decision to make. Especially when the alternative is just to shut all this down, which I honestly, and I mean that, even as choked up and this has really affected my life negatively, even as much as I say that, I don't want to shut this down. We have a great thing going here. We really do. So here's what we're going to do. And here's the idea. We've discussed it. We fine-tuned it for a couple months now, and we are going to go live with this idea of mine. So, God, where to start on this idea? For one, the main reason we have such a not large admin team, but such a present admin team, and so many rules and so many guidelines and so many this and that, and we're so strict about all this stuff, is because we want everybody to have fun. We want everybody to just play and be lag free. When I say lag, I mean 90% of the lag is just client side. You run by a base that's 1,000 foundations, and 20 stories tall, you're going to lag. And of course, you're just going to scream out lag. You're not going to understand that it's not the server that's lagging. It's actually your client that's lagging because your neighbor decided he wanted to show off his building skills. So that's why we have so many rules and so many regulations and so many admins that are so strict, is because we just want you guys to have a great experience. We don't want people screaming curse words at you. We don't want you lagging. We don't want you, building up a twig and somebody shoots it out from under you, stuff like that. We just want you to have fun. So everything we do and all the stress, where's idiot at? I'm hydrating. Listen. Yeah, hydrating. Just for you, buddy. Anyway, so we just want you guys to have a really pleasant experience, but that we gotta find middle ground, because y'all's pleasure is honestly killing us. And again, that's not a dig at the players. You guys are not doing anything wrong to us. By the way, Home Skillet, you won top donator for last month. Don't let me forget to give that to you on the force wipe. You guys have you guys have been great to us. You guys are very supportive of us and stuff like that. But it's just the work we have to do that's killing us. The constantly, micromanaging everything. This build's too big. This guy did this. This guy's got that. This guy did. It's to the point now where we got to meet in the middle. So what we're doing is step one is we've completely revamped our rules. And the reason we've revamped them is we're going to take a major step back as an admin team as far as enforcing stuff and pushing pushing players to stick strictly within our guidelines. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this, because we're not just dumping you guys in anarchy. There's still going to be whatchamacallit, not peace, but what do you call the opposite of anarchy? Come on, somebody give me the word here.
Order.
Yeah, there's still going to be order. There you go.
And we're still going to be around.
Yeah, the admin team's still going to be here. We're not going anywhere. There's still going to be order. But the real epiphany I had was this: we want our server to be friendly, troll free, lag free, all those things, right? We want it to be all those things so that people will stick around and play on it. That's the key. That's the whole reason you run a server. I started thinking to myself, but we're actually losing players because we're so micromanaging. In other words, we have the best. This is an analogy. I don't remember if I'm going to say this analogy correctly, but this is the analogy I used when I was explaining it to the admin team. We got the best grocery store in town. We literally have the best grocery store in town. Fuck what you say. I don't care what Publix says. I don't care what Kroger says. Zombieland. We have the best grocery store in town, period. But as soon as you walk in the door, we're telling you, no, you can't put the bread in the bottom of your cart. You got to put it in the top of your cart, because you'll smush your bread and then you'll be all upset that your bread is smushed in, blah, blah, blah. So don't do that. And we're literally holding onto your cart, and we're following you around the grocery store, making sure you do everything exactly the way our rules and our guidelines want you to do them, right? Sure, everything we're doing is not nefarious. We're not doing it to cause you, to upset you or make your playtime miserable here. We're doing it to make sure you don't mess things up. Again, don't put your bread in the bottom of the basket, put it in the top of the basket so it doesn't get smushed. That's how you need to do. It's to the point now that we're actually driving people out of our grocery store. People are leaving our grocery store because they're like, you know what? If I want to put my bread in the bottom and let the shit get squished, then let me do that. And that's sort of the epiphany I've had here, is we mean well. We want you guys to just have a perfect environment. But I feel that we are actually driving away more players with micromanaging all of you with the rules and the guidelines than we would lose if we just let you guys act stupid. Yeah, sure, you fly by that guy's base and it's obnoxious and now you lag a little bit. Well, guess what? It's going to do that on every server anyway. And honestly, even in these 3 years that we've micromanaged you all, you guys, people still bitch that they're lagging. So it's not like it's doing any good. In other words, I feel in this epiphany that our rules and our guidelines that are meant to, keep you guys safe and keep you guys, playing in a good environment are actually not even helping anyway. And all they're really doing is driving off players. There's servers out there with zero admins, zero rules other than just the basic, don't be racist, and they still they stay full. They're full of players. They're terrible servers. I've gone to them. I've gone and played on them to see what they're like and see how why is this server so full right now? And they're terrible. They have crap rate bases. They have crap plugins. They have crap configurations. Sorry, excuse me. They have no admin team whatsoever. There's people, screaming the N word everywhere. There's bases that are just obnoxious. I mean, all that crap, but they're still full. So my epiphany was that I think we're driving away more players by micromanaging them than we would lose if we just let them be themselves and act stupid. Sure, some players will still be like, well, this sucks and leave, but not as many would leave as we're driving away by what we do. Does that make sense? I know I sound like I'm just repeating myself over and over here trying to explain this, but I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm extremely nervous um, about this meeting tonight, y'all. I really don't want to piss off my player base. I really, honestly treasure all of you. So
So Tate, take a breath for a second.
I'm breathing.
I know,
What's up?
but I need you to stop for a second.
Go ahead.
So folks, rules change, basically aside from thing, yes, we're changing the rules up a little bit. We're going to adjust things we're not going to have three different rules that in the end are all don't harass some, you know. you know that that building on somebody's base versus the, actually griefing or harassing somebody versus instead of having three different rules that say that one thing, it's just going to be brought down to things, a little bit simpler, a little bit easier to do, and a little more bite sized, so we don't have a giant wall of.
Yeah, people really like to. I always talk about, like, say we don't have a terms and conditions. We're not lawyers. A lot of people like to say, well, that's not expressly written in the rules. The rule systems change is going to be a lot more palatable, but there are going to be many things kind of that fold under the meanings of, like don't harass players. I mean, that was covered amongst 7 different rules in our old rule set.
So I'm gonna post the new revised rules right now in this meeting channel. If everybody can slow down with the memes just for a second, I'll let you meme again, I promise. But slow it down just for a second so everybody can read this. And I'm gonna kind of touch each one of them real quick and let you understand why they've been narrowed down to what they've been narrowed down to, and also explain, hey, this doesn't mean this is anarchy. Like we're actually just kind of getting more general with the rules now so that we can micromanage you less, but at the same time, if you're starting to really cause problems, we can still jump in there and you don't have a defense of, well, you got rid of that rule. No, it's still covered under this, that kind of thing. So give me 1 second here with the memes and stuff. Let me post this.
Oh, I slowed the channel down severely too.
Thank you. So there's the new rules. First one's really easy. Don't be a dick, no drama. So again, that right there can cover 30 of our old rules instantly. No cheating and exploiting, same thing. And by the way, just so everybody is clear on what I'd consider an exploit, because I know in the new generation, people just call exploit. They think of that as a hack or a cheat. It's not a hack or a cheat. An exploit is when you're abusing a flaw, a bug, a configuration. You're basically abusing something to do what it wasn't meant to be done for your own advantage. I could have fucking 30 examples on the top of my head when I,
Easy one that I can throw out is you guys find a hole in a rock. You know, instead of building in that rock and having a invincible base that Rust does not clearly normally do and allow you to do, that is an exploit.
yeah. Or another one would be back when we first introduced the player converted PvP bases. People figured out, well, hey, if I'm doing a PvP rateable base, I can build a little base right on the edge of the bubble to where I have a window that's in the bubble, but the rest of the base is not in the bubble, and I can stand in there and be safe. And then I can just peek in the window and shoot the players that are raiding the PvP base and back out again into my. That's an exploit. Yes, you're not technically breaking a written rule like a lawyer would document, but at the same time, you're abusing a design flaw in a way that wasn't meant to be possible. That's basically what it boils down to. Let me move on because again, I don't want to drag this out too long. No racism, homophobic chat. That's pretty obvious. Chat or signs. And that, by the way, if they do introduce the new egg thing where you can paint your egg costume that you wear, that counts as a sign. So don't, I know we're gonna have a bunch of egg penises running around the server. That's fine, but I don't want to see, racism and other stuff like that on those eggs, please. Treat all players and staff with respect. Again, you see how general we're getting now. So yeah, you may not be breaking a specific rule, but if you're running around screaming the N-word and doing, or telling staff that they're a bunch of cocksuckers, well, that's disrespectful, and that's breaking the rule. And again, more generalization, no actions that will have a significant negative impact on server performance, players, enjoyment of our server, or the duties of the staff. So in other words, don't cause trouble for everybody, players, server, or staff. This is this is the hardest part for us here. And this is the part that's gonna be iffy. Keep deployables and builds to a reasonable limit. There are no more build or deployable restriction hard rules anymore. We're done micromanaging y'all's bases. We're done micromanaging your deployables, but they need to stay within reason. In other words, I saw earlier someone screaming like, "Oh, tons of spotlights." No, still keep the spotlights low. Those things cause so much lag that some people can't even move when they walk in that grid.
For point of reference with that, we are going to keep our deployable limits page we had, but instead that is going to be a guideline.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of like this is what we consider acceptable. We're not going to fly the map and say, "Oh my God, he's got one more furnace than we said on that list." We're not going to do that anymore. But if we fly by your base and you've got 100 large furnaces outside, yeah, that's not within reason anymore. So you guys get what I'm getting at here, where it's not that we're totally getting rid of all the rules. We're just we're softening them up on them. We're not going to fly the map anymore looking to yell at you for your bases. If you want to build a stupid looking base, build a stupid looking base. If it lags players out, then those players, we're just going to direct them to send their complaints to you. Is really what this boils down to. We're tired of micromanaging so that players don't complain, because they end up complaining about other stuff anyway. So now we're just going to let you guys do your thing. And if players have a problem with it and they're laggy because your base is too big, well, they're just going to have to lag and complain, because we're not going to step in anymore.
Hold on. Just to throw this out, Mikey, again, we're going to have this is what we think is appropriate. Just realize we have had to actually tear people's bases down because there was many images in them. So what we have is roughly the number we're going to look at. And yes, if we were to see a lot more than that, then we're going to have you take them down, because we have had it where people have just not been able to enter within a 2-grid space because people have had 100 stilled images.
And I just want to add there really quickly to Drax's point, and it's clearly identified in the rules. We may actually just pull it down without even engaging in a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I saw the question come up and I wanted to.
No, you're good. Well, you also have to remember things like signs. Sign artist, believe it or not, it stores those images in full resolution, and every player that enters anywhere near your base has to load all of them instantly. Causes massive lag. So sign artist, the /SIL, definitely keep those under control. I know you guys love to go nuts with them. Trust me, I believe you guys are never going to believe this, but the one thing I ever got in trouble for as a player in Rust was my base size. Like, I used to build huge RP looking bases and just signs and rugs, and I did the same shit. I know how you feel. Trust me. But now as an owner, I see what it does to the server and the problems it causes, and I feel like a shithead for doing it back in the day. But sign artist is a huge impact on performance for players. So that would fall even under the, negative impact on server performance or players' enjoyment. We're still keeping the do not take items that you didn't earn. That's just a generalization for, stealing type stuff, or even, things like oil rig crates. If someone else already cleared the oil rig and you run up there and hit the crate, that's a violation of that rule. You didn't earn that. Oil rigs, cargo, monument puzzles belong to the person with boots on the ground first. If you die or leave, you lose that claim. I think a lot of you were unclear on that in our old rules. If you die or leave, that claim is no longer yours. And granted, if you get back and someone just starting it, you could politely say, "Hey, do you mind? I just died. Do you mind if I just finish it?" Like, be cool about it. But we can't expect the other player to scan the whole server. "Hey, did anybody just die here?" Like, that's just not fair. So. Any accusations against another player or staff require video or screenshot proof. So on the new rules page, which I haven't done yet because I didn't want to surprise you guys with them yet, the very top in the biggest font Discord will let me do, in bright red, bold, whatever I can do to make it stand out, will be the following statement. And it's not going to be word for word. I'm going to have to figure out how I want to word it. But if you find any violation of any rule or anything you want to report to us, it has to have proof, period. No exceptions whatsoever. We've had players recently yelling and screaming at us, well, check the logs. I'm showing you my logs. They don't show me that kind of stuff. Well, I had one yell at me a couple weeks ago. What kind of server owner runs a server that doesn't log that kind of stuff? Well, I didn't make Rust. I don't decide what Rust logs. And we've had other people like, well, go check chat. I know you can see chat. And I'm like, well, yeah, but chat doesn't tell me what you were doing, like anybody can say something in chat. Anyway, so the point being is this. You have to have video proof, period. I mean, some stuff, I guess you could get away with a screenshot. Like if someone, said the N-word in chat and my filters didn't catch it, you could just screenshot that real quick. But most things are going to require a video. We have provided links to video software for multiple types of graphics cards that do not cause any lag on your computer. I even run this on my little shitty laptop just fine with no lag. These softwares will allow you at the press of a hotkey to backwards record. So you're playing Rust, you're playing Rust, you're playing Rust. You're not just recording your gameplay, because I had another player in a ticket last week bitch at me for that. You can't expect me to just record my gameplay 24 hours a day. It's not like that. You just play, play, play. Oh, look, that guy just stole something from me. Boom, press your hotkey. You just video clip the past 30 seconds of your gameplay for me. That's all it does. You can even set it, like how far back it records. I think I have mine set to 60 seconds, but it's free. It doesn't lag your computer, so there's literally no excuse not to use it. Or if you're a streamer, maybe you're streaming and you can just clip it for us and show us that way. I don't really care how you show us. You have to show us proof. This game does not log crap. And I mean that with 10 exclamation points after it. It does not log anything. You have to show us your proof, period.
Now, just throwing this, if you got someone screaming the N-word in voice and something, please, by all means, still throw a ticket in. We may still go and watch that person, but we're not going to necessarily be able to do anything unless we see it or unless you give us proof.
Yeah, I was getting to that.
This isn't a free run for anything because I don't have a video of it. Still, you get that person running in, screaming the N-word, screaming, whatever, harassing people. Say something, because we could still at least go in and watch.
Yeah,
this isn't a without this we're not touching it. So please.
That was my second point I was getting to. Is admin as a witness constitutes proof. I remember when I was a police officer that one of the things they teach you, especially when they're teaching you court stuff, is that never get caught lying or doing anything like that, because you lose your word. Because believe it or not, in a court of law, the police officer's word is as good as a video. I mean, well, at least back when I was a cop, we didn't have body cameras back then. So I do the same thing with my staff and my admins here. If I trust you enough to give you admin rights to my server, which these admins, staff are still in training, so they don't have a lot of commands, but admins have a lot of commands. They could technically just destroy my server if they wanted to. So if I trust them enough for that, I trust them enough that they're not going to bullshit me when it comes to stuff. So an admin witnessing something constitutes as video proof. So if something's ongoing and you think you can get an admin there quick enough, or it might happen again, or it's still ongoing, feel free to put a ticket in and say, hey, I don't have proof. This guy just did this. He might do it again. If you guys have a chance to watch, just know we may not have time to watch. So it's still best to get proof. But just so you know, if an admin witnesses it, you don't need to go back and clip. I think it was Wookie or somebody the other day was trying to clip proof about something. And I was like, I don't need proof. I mean, you're an admin. I trust you. So it might not have been Wookie, but anyway, if an admin sees it, that counts as a video too.
And if I could just add one thing, if you fail to get recording, like that's cool. Just let it go. When I was a player, I had many people steal shit right from under me, and it was like, wow, that sucks. And then I just went right back to playing. So if you don't have it, just let it go. Go get another one. There's no shortcoming of loot on the server.
Yeah, it's this whole topic, and again, this is why it stressed me out so bad. This whole topic is it's a double-edged sword. We're kind of both going to have to sacrifice. The admin team, we're going to have to sacrifice and step back and just and learn how to relax and just chill and stop micromanaging you guys and just take a break. You guys, on the other hand, there's negative for you too. You're going to have to learn that, hey, sometimes bad shit's just going to happen. It's video game. It's one of the most toxic video games in history. Bad shit is sometimes just going to happen, and the problem is we've gotten you guys so accustomed to the fact that we can handle every little drop of bad shit that happens. We're just not going to be able to do that anymore. Again, remember the alternative when I started this topic. It's I don't want to shut this down. I can't keep living my life like this, and I can't expect my admin team to do the same thing. It literally is draining us to the point of that. That's our admin turnaround is. I mean, we lose dozens of admins every couple months. It's just such a big turnaround. So I don't want you guys to have to deal with people stealing from you and doing stupid shit, but just understand sometimes it's just going to happen and there's nothing we can do about it, and just move on. I mean, everything wipes after a while anyway. So that's where we're going from here. Admin team has taken a huge step back. The rules have a huge revamp. Some of you that get sick and tired of us yelling at you for your bases and stuff like that probably like all this. Some of you that, want us to be more strict on players are probably not going to be liking all this. But I just hope everybody understands. I still want you to have a good playing experience on my servers, but I am a human being. I'm old. I got to start taking care of myself too, and my team. My team is just as stressed as I am. So I hope everybody understands that. I really mean it sincerely. Okay, so we have one more massive part to this change to discuss, and then we'll just get on with the normal server meeting stuff. The other massive change, poo water, that's for sure. The other massive change is this. Right now, we have a lot of dedicated boxes and a lot of servers. The price of all that is much higher than my mortgage, and I live in a not very nice. I'm not like in a mansion, but I live in a nice, decent sized house in a nice neighborhood, good area, sidewalk, tennis courts, clubhouse, pool, pretty good house. These servers cost more than my mortgage, period. So with that said, as you guys know, and don't get me wrong, I mean, y'all's donations are great and have kept these servers floating with that price up until the last couple months. But again, I keep reserves, so we still paying the bills on time. As you know, though, Russ is in a huge downslope right now across the board, and some of you can probably guess where this is going. But Light and Terminus barely break 10 players. Terminus especially, barely break 5 players sometimes. Light and Terminus barely break 10 players. Even Main 2 has been, down in the 30s. Main 1, on good days is up in the 50s and 60s, and on wipe days still hits a freaking Q. But Main 2 is about where Light used to be, and Light is where Terminus, used to be, and Terminus is pretty much empty. So this is another part that really has me stressed and really nervous because, again, love all of you. Don't want to piss off my player base. But we are going to be shutting down Light and Terminus. We have decided to consolidate. We have purchased a new box that is about double the power. Oh, Poo Water's going to shit on me. About double the power of what Main 1 is on right now. This new box, here actually, Drac, post a screenshot of them specs from staff chat into the meeting channel. So I'm streaming my Discord. I don't want to stream staff. So here's the specs of the new machine we just purchased. So the new machine we just purchased is like double the specs and double the price of, like Main 1 right now. And the reason we're doing that, there's the specs right there. That's massive overkill for a Rust server. The reason we went so far overboard on that is so that we could not only merge Light and Terminus into Main 2 and still be able to, so we can be able to run Main 1 and Main 2 on that box without any lag. I mean, that's a huge freaking machine. It also should, and we're going to experiment a little bit at a time, it should allow us to actually start throwing some more plugins in there for you guys. I know a lot of people always want plugins. Like, why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? So we went all out on this box so that we could not only host main 1 and main 2 on it, but we could start adding back maybe a couple old plugins, maybe add in some new ones you guys have been looking at, stuff like that. So with that said, no, it's not going to one server. Yeah, it's main 1 is, matter of fact, you're about to hear some restrictions on this deal in a minute here because of, I don't like people having to play on servers with queues and fighting over monuments and stuff like that. Honestly, if everybody right now, as we're talking, piled into main 2 from those other 2 servers, that would put main 2 at fucking 31 people right now. So it's not like it's going to be overcrowded. It's just, it makes more sense because doing this will bring our price down to about a fourth of what it is now. For the Deddies, at least. I mean, we still got test boxes and stuff like that we use for test servers. So now I guess it'd bring it down to about a third of what we pay right now, which will help a lot because it's pretty much where our donations have been lately, if even that high. So it's really just to make sure that we can keep affording to pay the bills. Like I said, we have plenty of reserves. We can still buy maps and plugins and all the good stuff like that. But I got to make sure, I got to look in the future and make sure that we still have enough. And honestly, there's no point in paying for all those boxes when you don't have that many players on there to justify it. Yeah, like I said, the CPU, even the RAM, I mean, 128 gigs, like we just went nuts for this box. Again, we don't want you guys to lag, and we'd love to be able to put some plugins back. So we hope you enjoy that part of it at least. I'm sorry, light people. I know Terminus people aren't going to be too upset. People just kind of goof off on there to see what it's like. But light people, I fully expected some pissed off people on lights. I've been, my stomach's been in knots for days about this. So
you've been dreading this for a month.
I really have.
Since you first brought this idea.
I've been stressing nonstop. So I truly am sorry that we have to do this. I hope you understand just from a business standpoint why we're doing it and what we're doing. Even not even the money, just the wipes, having to wipe 4 servers, 3-4 times a month and blah, blah, blah. It's a pain in the ass. And yeah, I agree with Pooh Water on that one. You're right. So the good news is, obviously, we're not going to rip you guys off. RP, we will be obviously transferring light and Terminus. Anybody that had RP on those servers, we will let you transfer it over to main 2. When this is all going to go live on the Force Wipe, by the way. We will let you people transfer your RP to main 2. Obviously, Z levels wipe on Force Wipe. You won't have to worry about that. I'm also going to honor the top voters, from those servers over on main 2. And I'm still going to honor the main 2 top voter. Not going to take that away from them, but we're also going to, obviously, at first I was going to move vet golds, but moving vet golds is kind of a pain in the ass. Like, I have to go in there and edit your expiration dates, and I have to give you a new vet gold and then edit that expiration date to match the old expiration. It's a pain in the ass. So you guys that have vet gold on light and Terminus kind of deserve something extra anyway. So what I decided I'm going to do is, obviously I'm going to audit it to make sure you actually do have vet gold for real and not just saying you do. But if you had vet gold on light or Terminus, when we make the switch to main 2 on the Force Wipe, I'm just going to give you a brand new vet gold. So even if you only had 2 days left on your vet gold on light or Terminus, I'm just going to give you a brand new one on main 2. So it'll be easier that way, because then I'll have to alter expiration dates and alter all this back end shit. I can just hand you a brand new one and go from there. I will say that those of you who had subscriptions to Vet Gold on Light or Terminus, make sure you remember to cancel those. The only one I'm not going to give brand new ones to is the year Vet Gold. I mean, it'd be kind of fucked up. You got a couple months left, and I give you a whole new year. I will round up for you and give you a little extra when we get you moved. I'm not going to, leave you totally in the dark. Everybody else is probably going to end up getting a week or 2 free when they get a brand new Vet Gold for moving. So you people with a year, I'll probably, round it up by a couple weeks to help you out. Am I forgetting anything else about the move? Oh, it's only to main 2, by the way. We're not allowing we can't stop you from playing on main 1, but we're not going to do any transfers to main 1. Main 1 is way too crowded. Main 2 could easily take the full population of Light and Terminus and still not hit queues. So that would be the reason we're not allowing it to main 1. Yeah, we're not giving refunds on vet golds because we're not canceling our services to refund you. We're just moving it to a new IP address. If you wanna take up that fight with me in PayPal, I'll be more than happy to do it. Anyway, any admins think of anything I missed on the whole conversion to the other servers? By the way, I did bring back an old favorite plugin of ours on this new box, and I'm not telling you what it is. It'll just be a surprise when you get there.
I don't really have anything that you missed, but just to kind of double down on it, for those of you who were put out by this announcement, I hope you understand it is really something that I don't think any of us was necessarily overtly excited about. I mean, we made changes to managing these servers to be easier on our end so that the quantity wasn't as big of a deal. But it just it is a logical step based upon the overall economy of the server and all the things that are coming up for it. So I hope you can appreciate that and understand, and understand that it's going to put some of you guys out. So please understand, we did not take that lightly. It just is what it is.
Just like when we originally were opening the extra servers from when grew in population and everything, and we hemmed and hawed over it, we did the same thing here. We talked about it as a team, as a whole, just in general, and we words. I have those, I think.
If anything, just the fact that we are so stressed about this, hell, just my voice alone right now should tell you guys how much our community and our players mean to us, and not upsetting you all and keeping you all happy means to us. I mean, it means everything to us. That's the only reason we do what we do. So just understand it's just the lesser of two evils right now. The greater of two evils would be just ending all of this, because it's just become too much of a burden to continue as is, basically. Yeah, exactly, Rocket Rail. I'm going to try to do something with my life now. Yeah, I did yard work this week and it felt great. Well, it felt great until my back started hurting. But anyway, so let's move on to the rest of the meeting. Obviously, some of you may have some questions, concerns. You may even want to scream at me later. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm a grown man and I can take it. We'll get to that part when we get to the end of the meeting and we have the Q&A part. By the way, can I say how lovely it is to have poo water back? Holy shit. Is there like a vet gold program I can sign up for where I just pay a monthly fee to keep poo water around?
I think that's called OnlyFans.
Oh my God, I would pay it, dude. I would pay it in a heartbeat.
All he does is put pictures of poo on it. So.
All he does is take dumps.
Yeah.
If you type /ranks, that only shows you for this wipe hound. You'd have to. I don't know if you have a way to see total time. Okay, let me move on to the notes here because I'm sure people are tired of hearing me ramble all night. So, getting on to the main part of the meeting here. Like I said, if you guys have questions, concerns, or want to yell about what we just discussed, just save it for the Q&A at the end, and I will be glad to listen to you. Or if you want to say something nice, you can do that too. All right. See, I already did that one. Saving this pic as an example when we will. Okay, yeah. So we had two pictures. These are just examples of when we still will get involved. With build violations and stuff like that. Because I don't want you guys to think this is going to be total anarchy, because it's not. So let me post these in Discord here. That would be a good example of when we would still get involved.
Dear God.
And then this would be another good example of when we would still get involved. So again, those are not the only examples. I'm sure there's many. Those just happen to be recent ones that I was like, you know what, let me save that picture just to discuss during the meeting. So those would be good examples of when we would say, no, that's too much. Yeah, Sheesh is right. Sheesh is right. Anyway, so moving on to the next note. Okay, I'm just going to read this note, then I'll just make sure there wasn't nothing bad in it. If you want some obnoxiously large PvP base, lay out the footprint of it and leave it at that, just the foundations, until it's closer to PvP day. That way, nobody can build up close to you and stop your planned layout. We even have a build server which you can practice this layout ahead of time if you want. So day one, literally just spread some wood foundations for how you want to eventually, make your giant compound. And then that way nobody can build up close to it and prevent you from expanding later on. There's no need to do a shit ton of TCs all over the place. So everybody get what I mean by that? Like, just, for the first week of the wipe or whatever, just lay out the foundations. You don't have to build the whole compound. So next note. Sorry, I paused when I do this, by the way, because I always read my note first just to make sure I wasn't like angry when I typed it. Yeah, this one's kind of calling somebody out, but it's not really meant to be like that. It's just meant to be like explaining our side of things. So we had a poll. We had a Yeah, remember the poll for the PvP day to switch it to, being more vanilla. So less work for me. I don't have to be here at my desk every PvP day to reconfigure a bunch of plugins and install a bunch of plugins and do all that kind of crap. We took a poll and it was an overwhelmingly large response of yes, go for that. I mean, way overwhelmingly large response. So my response to someone's suggestion is, as the person who has the most impact, by basically that someone suggested that we do another poll because that's just not fair, and that admins shouldn't have been allowed to vote in that poll and they don't like the turnout of that poll. So my response to that is, as the person who has the most impact by because the person who put the comment in there said that they were greatly impacted by this change because they purposely build their compounds with no way out and no way in so that they can just use teleports to get in and out, and then it's harder for people to raid, blah blah blah, and this change has highly impacted them. So my response is, as the person who has the most impact by our PvP day revamp poll, I wholeheartedly disagree with the recent suggestion about putting things back. And stating that the admins should not be allowed to vote in that poll is pretty negligible, considering we could have each voted 4 times for no and the yes votes still would have won. That's how overwhelmingly yes the poll ended up being. This is something that is not going to be revisited or changed. It requires real life work from me, which means I have to cancel any plans and be at my PC an extra 3 to 4 days per month for each PvP day. This is a PvE server. We honestly could not care less about the PvP aspects of it. It lasts for 20 hours of the wipe. Letting Face Punch handle how things work during that time, which is what we've done by reverting to pretty much vanilla PvP, is in our best interest. So yeah, in a nutshell, if you don't like the way PvP works, bring it up with Face Punch. We're gonna let them handle how PvP works from here on out because we're not a PvP server. And honestly, I don't need extra days every month where I got to cancel my real life and sit at this computer. Moving on. The custom build spot lotto is no longer a thing. I'm sure you guys figured that out already. We tried. It was a ton of manual work for us, with 75% of the responses we got being nothing but complaints. Weighing the positive and the negative, it's just not worth our time or effort with all the complaints we received about it. You got to understand, for those custom build spots, so every map we'd have to go on the test servers. We would have to build up, the blockades and the signs and the TCs that block off all those spots. We'd have to catalog all those. We'd have to get, type out all the commands to repaste those down when the wipe goes live. Then when the wipe goes live, we'd have to go on each server and repaste all those little blockade things that we built so that the custom build spots were blocked off. Then we'd have to answer all the support tickets that came in times 4 servers. Then we'd have to go log into each one of those servers and remove those things and verify that that player really did win them and blah. But we had spreadsheets and all. It's just way too much damn work. And especially since the only response we got, sorry, my phone was ringing. The only response we got was people complaining about it. Like I was actually kind of shocked. Literally the majority of the responses we got were people complaining about it. So we're just not doing that anymore. Sorry, we tried. We were hoping to make things more fair, but players didn't seem to like that. My next note, remind players of the IP changes. So I think I've already posted these in announcements before, but the new IPs for main 1 and main 2, which obviously main 2 would also be considered Terminus and Light, the new IPs are posted somewhere in announcements. Let me look up here while I'm streaming this. Let's see. Where the hell's announcements? They should still be up there from somewhere. Are they still in there? Oh, there they are. Yeah, if you scroll back to March 3rd, both the IPs are posted in announcements already. I'm leaving those servers online right now so that you guys can actually just log in, get them on your favorites list and stuff like that. The servers are going to automatically kick you after like 30 seconds. So don't think that you get to sneak on there and get to play early. But it's, it leaves you on there long enough for you to at least be able to favorite it and stuff and get it ready. When force wipe happens, basically, we shut the servers down for the force wipe. We do our wipe day stuff that we have to do. And when we boot them back up, we'll be booting these new ones back up. The old ones will not be booting back up. So make sure you have these new IPs favorited. After the force wipe, maybe like a couple hours later in the day, I'll probably boot the old ones back up. We already paid the bill. Well, we pay it tomorrow, actually. The bill for all those boxes gets paid tomorrow. So we technically have a whole month. But I'll leave those old servers up. I'm going to give it a couple hours so people don't get confused. Maybe later on that night on force wipe, I'll turn the old ones back on again with an auto kick message that at least lets you know, hey, we moved to a new IP, blah, 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 and then kicks you off the server. That way, people who weren't at the meeting and stuff aren't totally in the dark. So I probably will do that. Pooh Water, I'm going to miss you, man. See you then, dude. For those who don't know, Pooh Water has been playing here a long time. It's one of my favorite players. He's a really good guy. Just don't piss him off. He doesn't tolerate bullshit. All right, let's move on to the next one. Drac, that's yours. It's all you, man.
Okay. Folks.
Oh, everybody take a shot.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Support bot's a thing. Generally, we don't handle player, like support issues in non-support bot manners. So, if I get a whisper or PM being like, hey, I got a problem, my usual response is support bot. This goes for all the admins, all the staff. We do this so we also have a log so we can go back and look at things and stuff of that nature. So if we get the same report 6 times, then at that point, there's either a problem, we know something's wrong, or, someone is just likes reporting the same blade of grass over. We don't know. But we all go through support bot. And the other thing is, I may not be at my desk, so I may never see that PM from you. And it's not because I, want to ignore you or I want to, not, deal with it. It's just I may not see it. So hitting support bot up or telling people to hit support bot up, please, makes our lives easier because now that pings all the admins and we can all be like, oh, support bot message. What's going on? Who's dying? Who's, saying what and where and how? And please, for the people that have been here, if you see people going, is there an admin or staff around? And ask them what's wrong. If it's a problem, tell them support bot. If it's literally, well, I found a gun on the ground. Cool, you found a gun on the ground. There you go. Half the time, the support bot stuff we get can be answered in game by players.
Let me pause you real quick because I saw something scroll by. I don't want to forget. By the way, y'all, on the announcement on March 3rd with the new IPs, I provided full instructions on how to add a Rust server to your favorites list without even opening up Rust. So you can literally, through Steam, add the new server IPs to your favorite list without even having to go into Rust. So it's pretty step-by-step instructions with pictures and all. So, and yeah, like Drac said, believe it or not, actually, my admin team gets in trouble when they handle things in voice or DMs. They're not supposed to do that. And I'm highly against it. Obviously, if it's something real simple and it's a lead admin and they know what they're doing, I'm never going to have to check in on them. I don't mind every now and then, but we want to keep it all in support bot, because then the leads and myself can keep track of who's doing what and who's taking care of what. It helps with performance too. Like, hey, CSGO is picking up a ton of tickets this week. Good job. So it helps us. We need to see what's going on. We can't manage our team if we can't see what our team's doing. It's good for training. I can't tell you how many new staff or admins tell us that, yeah, the first thing I did when I got promoted was I just went to the support logs and started reading through all the old tickets. They see what the hell we deal with and see how we deal with it. It's a huge learning thing for our team. So support bot is a must. All right, moving on to the next one. Roaming biome NPCs are now a thing. If you guys remember, I've been polling you about this for months now and talking about it for months now. But they are officially going to be a thing come this Force Wipe. The temperate NPCs are just in starter kits. The desert and the tundra ones are like in something like the VIP kit, like a little Revy and stuff. The Arctic ones are in a veteran kit, which I think is just like a pistol or something too. It's nothing major, but they do have at least, road sign gear. But the roaming NPCs are back. They're pretty dumbed down. I may tweak them. So, if I tweak them up or down, I don't want to hear any bitching in a month like, oh, they weren't that hard last wipe. We're just trying to make them, fair, but at the same time, not little, just roll right over them. You do get an extra RP reward for killing them. We did increase their RP multiplier, and they also have a small % chance of dropping a locked crate. The lower tier ones have a much lower % chance than the higher tier ones. So if you're trying to farm one for a locked crate, you might want to hit the Arctic ones. If you're trying to, not farm for a locked crate, that the temperate ones have I think the lowest %, which is 1. So, but they are back. They shouldn't clap you too hard. I mean, when I was testing them, I turned off God mode and just stood there letting the guys with the hunting bows pelt me for a little while. Nothing too bad. Nothing that's gonna, if you're an idiot, they might get you. But if you're at least paying attention, they're not gonna kill you. They're not that bad. Yeah, what's funny about the whole Gemma Simmons on the Titanic thing is there's a bug with the new bot plugin. Like our name, our catalog of bot names is just a list of names, right? And actually, including the players can donate to get their name added to that catalog of names so that NPCs have a chance of being named after them. Well, Gemma Simmons, I think, was the first one to do that donation. So she's at the top of the player donated list of names. And there's a bug right now with the plugin where when it first spawns NPCs, like when the server first boots up, not when they're respawning, just that very first spawn, it's only picking the first name. So when the server first boots up, there's 1,000 Gemma Simmons running around killing everybody. It's fucking hilarious. But moving on to the next. So I quit rambling. You guys have to drink when I say that, don't you? Isn't that what we're doing? Okay.
I was drinking the whole entire time.
Okay, well that counts too.
I was saying we're getting very drunk tonight.
No new map work until the train track thing on staging gets sorted out and we get a look at the damage done. I haven't even mentioned this to you guys yet, but they're completely revamping the way train tracks are done on custom maps. There's two ways this can go. If they leave the old way in there, which is just big pieces of track that you set on the map and line up how you want to line them up. If they leave that in there, we're fine. The change they're making is actually cool. Like the way they're making train tracks done now is kind of like the way they do roads, where they're almost like they're painted onto the surface instead of just being solid pieces that you just line up perfectly. So that's cool. I'm all about that change. It's going to open up a lot of new options for me with train tracks. I'll be able to just draw them all over the map now. It'd be really cool. The problem I'm having is if they delete the old, how Facepunch is, every time they make a change, they want to delete the old shit for some reason. They already did that to us with rocks and killed our entire 27 map catalog with that change. Luckily, train tracks are a lot less common than rocks. So at least there might be some salvaging our maps. But if they do fuck us by taking out the old prefabs of train tracks, it's going to literally break every map we have pretty much. I can't think of a single map we have that doesn't have train tracks. If that's the case, we're going to be in big trouble. Hell, I mean, if it's really bad, we may have to use a proc gen for the first wipe Thursday. I don't know. I won't know until Thursday when the problem with the way this works is the map editor, all it does is unbundle the game files, and that's what you have to work with. So I can't work with the new stuff until my game has the new stuff. My game won't have the new stuff until the patch comes out. So literally, when force wipe happens, that's the first chance I'm going to get to look at this shit. I'm going to open our map in the map editor. If it's completely borked, then we're screwed, and we're going to have to do a proc gen. Because it'd take me probably 4 to 6 hours to fix each map, and we have like, God, what are we up to now, Leanna? Like 17, 18?
God, I have no idea.
So it's got to be up in the mid to high teens.
Yeah,
so it's going to be a ton of work. Yeah, okay. So it's going to be a ton of. Well, that's just the ones we've published too, though. You got to think I've got like 4 in the works that I haven't even opened up yet to you guys. So almost 20 maps that we're going to have to fix, and it's probably a good 2 to 3 hours for an easy one, 4 to 6 for a hard one to fix. So anyway, like I said, I wish I could give you more data on that, but I can't. All I know is when I open the map up on force wipe day to get it ready for the wipe, if it's borked, we're going to go prop gen. If it's not borked, or if it's borked, but I can still use it, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's not gaping holes in it. Maybe the tracks are screwed, but you can still use the map. Then we'll use it. That's fine. But we're not going to do any more map work until this is sorted out and we know what's happening with this. So that's why there is not going to be a new map preview tonight, because I am not working on a new map for this month because we don't know what's happening with this yet. And I don't want to go through all that and have to redo it if it takes longer than 4 hours. I'll tell you what, man, they definitely take longer than 4 hours. Okay, so there's the new rules. I already told you guys about that. Oh, giveaway channel. I don't know if you guys know we have a giveaway channel. We used to use it a lot. Kind of died down, but again, this is the part why we made these changes. We've been so overloaded for the last, like 9 months now that we haven't been doing a lot of the old stuff we used to do, which we're trying to get back into. So there is a prize giveaway channel. We used to give away Steam codes, and actually players used to just donate Steam codes for us to give away, stuff like that. We plan on doing a lot of giveaways again. We kicked it off right now with we're giving away some free copies to 7 Days to Die. It's on sale right now. So I think I'm giving away 1 copy, and then James one-upped me. Well, hell, he 3-upped me, and he's giving away 3 free copies of 7 Days to Die. So make sure you head over to the prize and giveaways channel. Here, I'll link it in the chat, because I know we have 3,000 channels. Head to that channel. I would unmute that specific channel if I were you, because we're going to start doing more giveaways and stuff, and it costs you nothing. Just click the little reaction button, and if you win, you win. Okay, my next note is about the whole proc gen if the map breaks thing. So I already covered that. I don't need to cover that. So my last thing I have to cover, I don't even have to, but it's not even a note, but we're going to cover it anyway. For those who haven't noticed yet, we created a 7 Days to Die server. We've been having a ton of fun on there. Honestly, if I had to give my opinion, which I've given many times already, on 7 Days to Die, I would say it is everything that Rust PvE should have been. It's an older game. Graphics aren't quite as polished as Rust is. A couple other things are buggy, but again, playability wise, it is literally the game that Rust PvE should have been. PvP, if you're a PvPer, you'd hate it. You wouldn't like it at all. But if you're a PvEer and you like, skill trees where you can develop your character how you want to develop it, and you can master certain classes and certain skill trees, and building wise, I mean, my God, there must be thousands of pieces you can build with your base, and it's insane. It's really insane as far as the PvE aspects go. And it's still an alpha. We run a completely overhaul modded server. It's called Darkness Falls. It kind of ups the difficulty, adds tons of new items. There must be 3,000 fucking items in that game that you can craft. Tons of new weapons, tons of new monsters and zombies to fight, just all kinds of cool stuff. We're still new at this, so we're still tweaking the server and getting everything set up how we want to have it set up, and we're still developing stuff. It wipes once a month on Force Wipe, and this Force Wipe will be our first, full wipe. We've only been running it a couple weeks now, so this Force Wipe day after tomorrow will be our first full wipe. So if any of you guys want to juggle games, I'm not trying to pull you away from my Rust servers. That would be pretty counterintuitive of what I'm here to do, is keep you playing on my Rust servers. But if you guys are bored, you're one of them people that, you farm, you build, and then you're like, man, there's still 3 days left in the wipe, and I don't really PvP. I'm kind of bored now. Jump over on 7 Days to Die with us, man. We've been having a blast over there. It's a lot of fun. Easily soloable. It's fun with a duo or a trio. Get in there and just craft some stuff. Maybe get one of your friends to specialize in the crafting side of things, and one person specialize in the fighting, and one person specialize in the gathering and the resource mining and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So it's a lot of fun. We've been having a good time. Yeah, the custom map wise though, Baron, is we use Darkness Falls, and it's much different than the normal 7 Days to Die maps. In 7 Days to Die, we wipe it on force wipes, the Rust force wipes, just to make my life easier, so I can do everything on the same day. Because believe it, I actually take the entire day off of my real life job for force wipes. So, no, the Rust part of the meeting, no, it's not over yet. The 7 Days to Die was just the last thing I wanted to mention before the official note list was over with. Now we move on to the leads. Leads, other than Drek, have anything to say? Because Drek is getting people too drunk with his folks. Any leads? Anybody? No?
Yeah, T. One thing I'd like to say, look, we have just over 100 people listening right now, which is a great turnout. Thank you so much. I think at a high point we were probably over 120, which is a great turnout. Just know that every month, we have over 1,000 unique connections to our servers. A lot of those new players, some of them are veterans, but people who don't have the capability to join the meeting. So great help. I mean, players are always super helpful in side chat, answering questions oftentimes before we can even answer it in side chat. Direct players to the video. If you know an answer to something, by all means be helpful. Support us. If anyone has any questions about the rule changes or rule adjustments rather, direct them to our Discord, things like that. It helps us out a lot.
Yeah. Also, two things I've seen going by. Sorry to keep talking. I've seen go by in the chat here. One is like the server info channel and all those different things. Everything we got everywhere. I still have to update all that. Obviously, I didn't want to do it before the meeting because then you guys have been like, wait, what? What's going on? Rules page, server info page. I'll be updating all that stuff. Website, everything. I got a lot of work to do in the next couple of days. Trust me. Also, just real quick, to even though this isn't the Q&A part, Judge Judy, I would never do an admin of the month contest. I try to really keep the praise and the good jobs to my admin team perfectly equal across all of us, because a lot of our admins do a ton of stuff for the server and for the community that most of y'all never see. And then meanwhile, some admins that, they do their work, there's no question about it, but they're just super social and friendly. Like, wow, they're the best admin there is. And believe it or not, they're doing 20% of the workload that the ones you didn't see and didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and believe it or not, that kind of stuff gets hurtful sometimes. I've had many a times where people are like, oh, they're the best admin. I've had people tell me, oh, that's the only reason this server is even any good is because of this admin. I'm like, really, man, fuck you. Like, what I've sacrificed? And the same thing with Aliana and people that some of us really kill ourselves and we get a bad rep. Hell, myself, I get a bad rep because if T's getting involved, then shit probably already hit the fan. And so it's going to be something negative. And so it's like, I get the reputation of, oh, T's the jerk admin. Like, yeah, but so it's just really not fair to call out single admins like that they're better than other admins, because honestly, all of our admins are on par, period. They all bust their ass. They all sacrifice their real life time for this. From the most psychotic workaholics, me, Aliana, stuff like that, all the way down to, people they show when they can show and they do what they can do. They all bust their ass when they're here. So calling one to be better than the others is just something I would never be down with. And it actually really bothers me when I see, and I'm not saying your suggestion bothered me. I'm saying I've seen it in chat before, and it really, honestly, it hurts my feelings, man. It really does when I see that kind of stuff, because I know how much everybody on my admin team puts in to make this place great. So they're all employees of the month in my eyes. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Nola. I just saw that scroll by. I didn't want to.
No, that's it.
Any other leads?
Yeah, with all these changes coming, everyone please remember, everything is subject to change. Just like Rust, when they're putting out patches or testing things, like, nothing's 100% always going to stay the way it is. If we need to modify the rules to add something or clarify or whatever, or anything of the sort. Like, just be aware. Like, it's not always set in stone.
You owe Shadowfrax $10 for
I
using his
I heard
tagline.
that in his voice too. Subject to change.
I was
Um,
like, it seemed right to say. I mean, it's how it
Right.
is.
any other leads? Have anything?
Oh
I
wait,
just
also
kind of. Oh, go ahead, Max. Sorry.
raid bases. People who like building bases for like PvP style or whatever. We're always in need of more bases. So check out the channel for it and look at the rules we have in place. We have some guidance on like what we're looking for, and build it, and I'll check it out. That's all.
And I just wanted to kind of echo Nola's statement earlier. I mean, and just kind of show some general appreciation for the community that you guys that we're all part of. It's really neat seeing this many people show up and have as much investment as you guys do to the outcome of how this all goes. We care about that a lot, and I just hope you guys understand how special we feel this place is, and you guys are every bit a part of how special it is. So thank you for being here and listening to this drawn out meeting. I know that a lot of you guys are like, okay, when's it going to end? So I'll stop talking, but just thank you for taking your time to be here tonight. This one was really important, and it's easier to share this kind of news, getting a chance to frame it and explain, than just to have some, announcement that's like, surprise, you're just going to happen. So thank you guys very much for being here tonight.
Amen to that. Any other lead before I move on to the admins? Track, I was just kidding, by the way. If you got something, you can talk.
No, honestly, I'm pretty good.
Okay.
The normal, hey guys, keep your build size is reasonable. Also, as T showed you, if you happen to catch something where there's 1,000 TCs somewhere, just put in a support ticket. Don't be like, oh my god, there's a billion TCs over here. Blah. I love the fact that everybody is willing to help out. Everybody wants to sit there and do that. Just throw a support ticket in. We'll take a look at it. It doesn't need to be. Maybe the person didn't know. They just came from an official server. They just came from playing Arc, and they're used to putting up 4,000 pillars everywhere. For all those that play Arc, that played on any official server, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. Just let us know. Just something small, and the same side of it. Don't go building on other build privs. I've found a couple that this wipe where people have decided they want to be cheeky and funny and cute and whatever, and all of a sudden they have a base with a sign up being like, haha, I built here, or haha, I'm gonna be a cheeky little person and do things. Don't. You found a hole in their externals. Leave it. Tell them. Don't put a TC up there, because if I go there and they're like, I have no idea whose TC this is, I'm gonna have to go in. One of the or one of the admins are gonna go in, spend 10 minutes researching it, just to delete it and be angry and send you an angry letter. Just don't do it. It comes under the rule of don't be a dick. Please.
So if you guys haven't figured it out yet, part of my biggest struggle with these changes is going to be dialing back some of my admin team that are so good at their job and so passionate. He's one of them. Drax's one of our oldest admins and probably one of our oldest players on this server, and this change is going to be rough on him. It's actually going to be rough on Insect too. Sorry to call you out, Insect, but it will be. We have some admins that are just so good at their job and so gung ho that I'm actually going to have a lot of fight with them over the next month, just trying to get them to, hey, take it back a notch. Let the players just be players. Chill out. So it's rough on us too, guys. So I appreciate the fact that everybody so far seems pretty open to these changes. We're trying our best. We really are. Any other admins? Any admins have anything they want to bring up real quick? The good news is we're not doing a map preview after this. So I mean, after the Q&A, that's pretty much the meeting. So this will be a little shorter. Any admins have anything?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of put it out there. I mean, we're putting it down to, being reasonable. I mean, it's not really a see something, have to say something, but, if you do see something that is above and beyond reasonable, at least let us know so we have some insight that we might need to look out for something.
Any other admins? Going once, going twice, because we're gonna be sending it to the staff and then the players. No admins. Okay. Staff. Any new staff? By the way, welcome to all the new staff. We got some great new staff here. Any staff? Anything you want to say or bring up real quick?
Just glad to be part of the team. Looking
Hey,
forward to
man.
big changes.
We're glad to have you guys.
I just want to say, I know I've been away for better half of a month now, but I am alive. I'm still doing good.
Who are you again?
For those that care, yeah, exactly. For those that care, I know I've been away, but I'm just going through a lot of shit right now. So, just
Well,
letting
we
you guys
love
know
you,
I am
Sumi, and it
good,
was
guys.
good.
Yeah.
It was good to play around with you last night in
Yeah,
7 days.
7 days, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun watching you be a newbie. Cool.
It was just yeah, it was just that. Just letting you guys know that I love everything that you guys do, the staff and the players too at the same time, And everybody's been doing a great job, and just keep at it.
Hell yeah. All right, so I guess we're gonna switch it to the Q&A section, and that'll be the last thing we got to do here. Mac, you want to be the MC for the raising the hand thing?
I guess I can.
Oh, you poor
If I
thing.
must. Do we really want to hear that? I mean, somebody's gonna come in here like Pooh Water or something and say.
I think Pooh Water had to leave.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's open. Raise your hand to request to speak, and I'll invite you in. Then you can say your piece.
Gemma Simmons, the legend, is in the audience. Look at that.
If you guys do want to actually have a chance to kind of have a platform and talk and ask questions, there should be a little button, I think it's bottom right, to raise your hand, and we'll call on you and open your ability, and then you'll need to accept that. I think there's another button for that.
Yeah.
To be
So
able to actually queue up your mic.
And this is in the server meeting channel, not the. This
The
is
stage
the voice
channel.
channel. Yeah, the stage channel, not the chat channel where you're typing at.
If you're watching my stream, I have it pulled up right now so you can see where it is. It's down here at the bottom. Yours are going to look different than mine, obviously, because I'm hosting this, but you know what I'm saying.
Man, ain't nobody want to talk to us this time around.
They're all mad.
They're all angry, dude. Was it always I gotta go back and look. Was it always the light players who were talking to us, man?
Let's also I'm gonna slow down this channel some too.
All right, we got Internet Police.
Hey.
Yo.
I just want to say I appreciate everything you guys have been doing so far. I've only been here for a couple months, but I think this will be a good change for everything.
I'm glad to hear the positive feedback as the first Q&A thing, man. I appreciate it because I've been stressing like hell, dude.
I've given you guys a lot of flack in support bot a couple times now. I even told you I couldn't run shadow play at one point, so
I'm gonna tell you right now,
appreciate all the work.
Look, you and probably a couple other people in this meeting that have felt like I've been calling them out. For every one person that feels they're called out for something, I'm like, yeah, this one player did this. You got to understand, there's 200 others that have done the exact same thing too. So it's never just one guy. Like you'd be surprised.
So I'm going to throw this out here, and I'm going to kind of throw the new staff under a little bit of a spotlight for a second. But everything that all the players here, we get at least 10 times the amount of that in support tickets, stuff like that, and the new staff can probably vouch for this at this point because they get to actually now see different support bot tickets and things like that come in and how many we actually get versus what is actually remotely shown a public eye in that sense.
All right, let's move to the next because I know we got impatient people that don't want to sit here and listen to me yap all night long. I definitely, I appreciate it. Internet, please. I appreciate the positive feedback, man. Like I said, I probably drank 3 bottles of Pepto in the last week. It's been eating me up, dude. Definitely appreciate it.
Anybody else? Like the stage is here. Like you want to talk? You want your voice to be heard? You want to thank us? You want to tell T to send you his feet pics? Like this is where you do it. All right, I have no idea how to pronounce his name. Crispy?
It's Crispy.
Wispy? I don't.
Hello.
There you are.
It's
hey.
Crispy.
Crispy. Okay.
Yeah, I've kind of been here for a while, but I'm always usually AFK and stuff.
Well, just like me.
It's like I don't know if it's been answered before, been asked or anything like that, but like I'll come and play every now and then, every few wipes. But is there any way that I can like like if I build a base and I AFK and then it decays and I might die? Is there any way for me to like anywhere to go that I can stay alive and at least keep the stuff that I have on my body?
I mean,
Rust doesn't do that. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you put yourself in your backpack and just stand there butt naked because we can't stop you from starving to death or thirsting to death. But if you just put all your shit in your backpack, you don't lose your backpack when you die. As for base decay, I mean, hell, it depends on the size of your base.
I mean, I really don't care much about the base or anything. Like, I know the backpack is just I usually sometimes organize my stuff, but
yeah,
don't
we
know.
can't stop you from not losing your inventory if you die while AFK. I mean, the best way is just log out. I don't know why you would AFK long enough to die. Some people assume
I
that
mean,
they
like
can.
a base like just straight decays and then it says you've been C4'd or something by a zombie.
Yeah, zombies will throw shit through your windows and everything. So
I know
you can always just log out like well, I guess you can't log out in outposts and stuff, could you?
To log out in
No,
town.
I think they changed it. They changed Outpost too. I don't think it kills you anymore. But what most players do is they'll backpack their important stuff and then they'll just leave it AFK. I've done it numerous times, you know.
And just so everybody knows, AFK time doesn't get counted towards playtime ranks. A lot of new players think it does, and they'll try to stay logged in as long as they can to try to get to veteran, but it doesn't count that. It only counts when you're actively doing stuff.
Okay.
And about your base decaying, I mean, I don't mean to. I don't know how much Rust you've played, but I mean, you're putting a TC down, right?
Well, yeah, but most of the time when they like I'm playing with a group of people and they build bases that has like 30,000 stone requirements and stuff.
Okay.
That makes
maybe
sense.
maybe make a shed. Maybe make a shed that's like a 1x1 on their lot.
Yeah, make
Yeah.
yourself a little side base to log out in or just stand around in. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I do too. Obviously, I have God mode. I'm an admin. I AFK, all day in the game because I got to be there to answer stuff if I need to. But you can always just make yourself like a little shack on the side and stand around in that thing.
A little granny shack.
Yeah.
The only other question I may have is for 7 days to die. I have it, but does it wipe or anything like that? I can't remember.
Yeah, we wipe it. We're gonna be wiping it once a month on the force wipe. And just on that topic, by the way, for anybody interested, until Monday, 7 Days to Die is on sale for $7.50. Like you can't beat that. So
Okay, that's pretty much all I have to say.
cool. I appreciate
cool.
the questions, man. Nice talking to you
Thank
too,
you.
bud.
I'm gonna start rushing through. All right, we got Rotten Banana.
Oh, who let him in here?
Okay, I'll decline. Oh, he already damn.
What's going on, Rotten?
You're in here, Rotten. Can't hear you yet.
I'm on my iPad, so
Oh, there it goes.
just on my phone. There we go.
Okay.
Long time player on the zombie on the server. Has been somewhat of a supporter on and off, with the monthly stuff. And I just want to give some positive feedback because the admins here, been over a year. The admins, T-Bird, everyone does a phenomenal job. You won't find a better PvE community as far as solid performance, fun things to do with your plugins. We've been on me and Born and Dirt. We've been on a bunch of other PvE servers, and none of them come close to the quality of performance you guys give your people. So thank you for that, T-Bird. All the time you guys devoted. Unfortunately, now all of our time is going to be more devoted to the 7 days, and that's your fault, T-Bird. You're a bastard for starting that server.
Sorry about that.
So
No. Blame me completely on that one because I'm the asshole that bought the game.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So you know what? That's all good though. Basically, it's funny that you mentioned that because I've caught a lot of flack. Like, why are you saying the 7 days shit? You're gonna ruin our Rust servers and blah blah blah. And I'm not trying to do that. And honestly, what I feel about Zombieland is we're a community. Yes, we're a Rust community, and that's where we started. But honestly, if Face Punch tomorrow announced, Rust is going to be gone at the end of this year, we're not going to support it anymore, we're going to shut it down, I would find us something else to move on to as a community. Like I literally. That's how much I care about all these people here and these players and this admin team is I want it to be more of a community so that we can, hey, if you're bored with this wipe or Rust, you want to jump over and play some 7 days, then play some 7 days. At least you have the same people in the same team that you're familiar with and you know everybody and everybody's cool. And that's really was my goal in this whole 7 days thing, is not to take away from Rust. Cause honestly, Rust is my baby and these servers are my baby, but it's nice to have something when people want to take a break from Rust, which they do all the time. At least they got something else they can do and still be with this community. So that was kind of the purpose of that.
That's a good one, Nerf.
Yeah. No, and I think you hit it. Like I said, this is no matter if you're on Rust or 7 days, it's a solid community, pretty friendly folks, and like I said, the admin, for the newer players, you won't find a better overall PVE server than what they offer here. It's like I remember a couple weeks ago, me and Bourne was out. We seen Mountain Juice, and he was saying hi to one of the new players, but the guy logged off. But just little things like that, make a big difference when people show that the admin really cares. So you guys take flack, and I still don't understand all the complaining because I've never had issues on your servers ever. I've never, we've never had issues with admin or other players. So, but you guys are doing a great job. And 7 days to die, it's hardcore. Yeah, Blood Moon. Screw you, T-Bird. I hate you for starting the server because I'm addicted. It's like crack. You were right. It's like crack in my veins, and I can't stop playing. I love you guys. Bye.
All right, man. Thanks for the comments. I told you this shit was fun.
Oh, T-Bird, and as one officer to another former officer, thank you for your service. I know your back screwed up, but thank you, brother, for your service. We all got to stick.
Absolutely.
We all got.
Amen,
Thanks for your service.
dude. Amen, dude. Appreciate it.
All right, moving on. We got Chesman98.
Hello.
Hello.
Up, Ches?
I just wanted to ask a few questions like, where do you plan to, are we keeping 7 days the way it kind of is, or
I mean, we got
general improvements over time as we come across and see it?
I won't get high into
enjoying
this because we got like 100 Rust players in here and only like 7 players in here. But I just say that I have plans for it and I have ideas and I have thoughts and I'm taking suggestions and stuff. We're trying to keep it true to our theme, with Zombieland. Keep it difficult. We don't want it to be easy mode. We don't want it to just be pay to win and all that crap. So, but at the same time, we want it to be fun and enjoyable. And I'm trying to actually do a lot of the same stuff we have on Zombieland. Like I just got done programming TP Corps, just programming some other stuff on there. But it's a whole new language to me. So I don't have any experience in this stuff. So I'm trying.
Yeah, it's like coding Windows and then switching to Linux.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm doing my best. Again, we'll discuss all this in the 7 days channels that we have. But yeah, I do have plans to do cool stuff and try new things, and we're working on all kinds of stuff with that. So by the way, the restarts will be more spaced out. Right now, 7 days was sharing a box with Terminus, and when Terminus is gone, then we can move 7 days and have more resources allocated to it, so I don't have to restart so much.
Okay, so it's not going to be every 2 hours.
Yeah, it won't be like that. Yeah. So,
all right.
Yeah, we have plans for it. Like I said, though, I don't want to get into it here because I really don't want to pull my players from Rust. So I don't want them thinking that's what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, no. This is why I started out. Deadshot got me over onto Zombieland from another RP one that I thought was the epitome of greatness at that point. That's the only RP server I played on. So I thought that's what the greatness was. And then I came here and that y'all actually take care of the issues. You pay attention. It's not just the closest relatives are the admin.
Yep,
That's about
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, man.
Not going to stop giving y'all hell, but, I'll tell you about the hell I give you.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right, that was it.
I appreciate it, man. Mac, 1 second. Doom, you have a question in my stream. I'm going to go ahead and handle that question real quick because they've been waiting for a while. What's your question real quick? I'll say it out loud so those who aren't in my stream can at least know what the question was. Wait, you were snubbed? Who was snubbed? Main? I got to scroll up on my stream. I'm sorry, I've been paying so much attention to the main Discord. I didn't see it. Okay, we got 2 people in there that ask your questions in my stream and I'll answer them when the next person gets done in the voice. Mac, if you want to pull the next person in while they're typing in the stream.
Okay, we got KaiT247.
Oh,
hey.
Hola.
First off, I want to say thank you guys. You guys have an amazing server. Me and my wife love playing on your guys' server.
Awesome.
But I did have a question. I do want to apologize. I don't know if I'm allowed to ask or if it was already brought up to the topic, or if, just simply you guys don't really talk about it here. I was just wanting to know if, for whatever reason, do you guys have a way to apply to help you guys on your staff?
On our staff?
Yes.
Yeah, we take staff applications. I mean, we probably have like 5 open applications right now that we still have to review. Yeah, we take applications all the time.
I was gonna say there should be a thing announcements. We can re up the announcements so it's back on the forefront, but we usually have a thing of announcements that will tell, basically be like, hey, here's our staff application, and you just fill out the application, submit it to support bot, and either we'll if we're looking for staff at that exact point, we'll usually get in touch with you and let you know. And it's not one of those. It's not one of those we may not, like we're not, going to go be like, oh God, you're terrible. It's more like we may not need, extra staff at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it may be a little while before we answer you necessarily.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Now, I did have one more question, and I'll get out of your guys' hair. It is regarding boots on the ground. So, does that also apply to airdrops?
So airdrops should automatically lock to the person who threw them if it's your personal one. If it's a public one, I mean, it's typically who gets there first. If you have some kind of contention, I mean, you do get 2 free airdrops a day, so hopefully it's something that can be worked out amongst the parties while you're there.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. I just wanted to, clarify on that because we had a couple groups that we encountered that, it was a bit of a mishap, but of course we don't really mind and we normally let them have it. I just wanted to make sure to see for the people who are listening that do play the Rust that it is first come, first serve or boots on the ground.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hard with airdrops. I mean, because you can't see aerially where everyone's coming from, so they could be
Yeah.
running from east and you could be running from west and just have an overstep with each other. And like I said, in those cases, hopefully people can just work amongst themselves and know that they've got 2 more airdrops coming the next day.
The easiest way to deal with the public airdrops is when you open the airdrop, don't close it because then the person who is also running up to it can't try to take stuff too. I see that a lot. People open something and then close it. And then,
No, another player can get in. Phil.
not if you just take your H key and just go right across the top.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just grab
Just
everything
loot
and
everything in
run.
the box and yeah.
Hey, look,
before the AI changes.
Spread
Go
the
ahead.
love. If you have the opportunity to let somebody else have it, maybe you made their day.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, I always played with the mindset of it's a game. Anything I get out of the airdrop, I can get elsewhere too, as well. Like it's a opportunity to meet new players. So
Yeah, of course. Well,
Yeah, but
thank you guys for
He's
hearing me
not
out.
wrong though. People can argue over him, so yeah. Appreciate the question, man.
Thank you. You guys have a great day.
Yep, you too. All right, I'm gonna answer these 2 out of stream real quick.
all right, I got 3
the first
sitting
one is-
waiting. So
First one is from Idiot, and yes, Idiot, I did hydrate. He says, first, thank you everyone on ZL for all the work you have done, you are doing now. Change is always rough. My question is, will the new dedicated handle the wind turbines better, as seeing even one will drop my frames drastically? Sadly, no. That has absolutely nothing to do with our server. The wind turbines causing you lag is completely on your end. As with all things, actually, giant bases causing you lag is even on your end. Everything's client side. Fires causing you lag, spotlights, lots of foliage, the rugs and the sign artist stuff, all that stuff is client side, which is why we get so frustrated with it, because if it was on our end, we could upgrade the box or do something to help. We can't do anything to help your end. And that's the issue and what frustrates us so much with players building these huge bases and using all these wind turbines and all these spotlights and stuff like that, is because it ruins people's experience. And of course, and rightfully so, before I was a server owner, I would have thought the same thing, but rightfully so, people assume it's the server that, the server can't handle this. And no, it's not the server. It's actually your client trying to process all this garbage. And it's very frustrating as an admin. Again, I used to be a player and I used to think the same thing, like, oh, this fucking server can't handle this. Like, what the hell? It's not the server. Sadly, it's your client. So
For the
Sadly.
record,
Yep.
test gens in town, they're I think 10 paper and they put out 300 power and it's way better than a fucking
Yeah. We
than a
mentioned
wind
this at
turbine,
every
sorry.
meeting, but
Yeah.
absolutely needs to be mentioned again for new people. We sell test generators in town vending machine. You can literally craft some windmills and sell those to get the test gen type situation.
Or just raid a couple medium bases and within a day you can have a test gen.
Yeah, the
I
test
normally
gens
get
put
it
out
on wipe day.
the test gens have a built-in splitter that puts out 100 power times 3 continuous, no fuel, no wind, no sun, 300 power continuous. It's and they're small. You can stick them anywhere in your base.
they make no noise.
There's
Also,
no
the
noise.
quest, you can do the quest and you can get paper very simple with that. And again, in a day you can have a test generator.
Yeah, there's honestly no excuse to ever have wind
Dude, if
turbines.
we ever have a map where there are no bases with a a windmill on them. Like I'll be tempted to like buy everybody fucking vet gold for a wipe. Like
Yeah, I'll second that one too.
Yep. All right. We have one more question from the stream. Um, see, the problem is y'all stream names don't match your Discord name. So if I don't know who you are, that's why. Malnix, blah blah blah, suggested can we increase smelting to like 4-time rates and keep furnace amounts down to help against the lag? That's the first part of his question. The answer would be no, because first of all, increasing smelting rates just makes the server easier, which is highly against my philosophies on the server. And number two is, yeah, that would make a couple less furnaces on the map, which could help with lag. But 4 times smelt rates would mean much bigger bases, which would definitely not help with lag. So absolutely not on that one. And the other thing he said is also want to note, I really like the server, even with all the player rages. Your server is my first experience in Rust, and I am a bit of a builder, so this has been a great experience. I've been around since Christmas. Well, I'm glad to have you, and I'm glad you enjoy it. I really do.
Great feedback. Thank you.
Absolutely. And then I had a quick note here. Will RP be transferred? Is from Hobbs. Will RP be transferred from wipe day or will? Okay, so when the servers get shut down on force wipe, that's a good question. I didn't explain to everybody. When the servers get shut down on force wipe, I've already copied everything. Actually, as of this morning, I copied everything to those new servers. But on force wipe, when I shut down the old servers, I'm going to recopy clans, RP, vet gold ranks, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to copy all that stuff one last time, so that there's no discrepancy between your RP from the old servers and the new boxes. So it'll literally, other than the IP address, you won't know any different. You'll log in and it'll feel just like when you left off.
T, I actually have a question about that, and maybe we better talk about it offline. But somebody did mention earlier that they played on 2 and light. So are you saying you're going to merge it in? Because if so, what about situations like that?
Yeah, if you have, let's say you got 10K RP on 2 and you got 500 RP on Terminus. I'm sorry, I meant to say light for the first one. So you got 10K RP on light and you got 500 RP on Terminus. We'll give you 10,500 RP on 2.
Oh, okay. So it'll automatically merge that.
Yeah, well, it won't automatically. We have to do it as admins, but also.
Oh, but we'll add in
add them together because I mean, you earned your RP on Terminus, you earned your RP on Light. We didn't copy those over, so you deserve to have those things. Just note, by the way, I should have mentioned this during the main part of the meeting. All this stuff, vet golds and the RP and all that stuff. Just bear with us. Like some of that stuff, they're going to have to get me to do, like the store stuff, vet golds. Some of the stuff they have to get lead admins to do. So when you put those tickets in, you're probably, going to get a staffer saying, hey, someone will be with you in a minute, blah, blah, blah. Let me get your Steam ID, blah, blah, blah. Just bear with us, please. I mean, I know it's stressful. I know it's kind of a bullshit thing. Like, hey, you promised me I could have my stuff on this server you're forcing me to go play on now, and now you're making me wait for it. I know that's bullshit. I really do. I understand. But you got to remember, we're just humans, and we have full-time jobs, and we also have to deal with all the drama of a force wipe on top of this. So just please bear with us. It's not going to be easy for us to do. So we have to do every bit of that stuff manually. So just please bear with us. Yeah, Nitro. If you don't have Nitro on main 2 when you get there, just like you did before, just put a ticket in. Let us know you're a Nitro booster, and we'll get you squared away. That's a really easy one too. So we can actually do that one remotely. So all right. Any other questions, Mac, that we got to bring in here?
Yeah, I got 3 people sitting here waiting. So.
All right, let's do it.
Sepai.
Hi everyone. Hey. So I recently joined the 7 Days server, and it's been very fun so far. I just want to understand. It seems like this is a relatively new experiment, and there's obviously some optimization, some things being figured out. And I wonder if there's going to be any updates to the rules that I see on the when I scroll up the channels to the rules channel, because I'll give an example. Typically, I like to hollow out bases and build an underground base, and that usually involves what I learned this recently. This term drop mining. So before I did that, I checked the rules to see if it's like forbidden or not. Some servers do not allow it. It didn't find anything on this server. But one day I was renovating my base. I knocked down one of my columns, and then I got kicked for the message said drop mining. That's when I first heard the term. So I wonder if there's like new rules being implemented and what I can do to make sure I don't trip any automated features that might kick or ban me.
Yeah, so the drop money thing, you got caught up in when I was implementing a script that basically so the reason drop mining is bad is because if you hollow out a whole area and then all that shit above you falls, I'm sorry, I had to cough. That can actually crash a server or lag a server out to hell. We were implementing a script that if it detects more than X amount of entities being dropped like that, it'll delete any over that amount. So let's say I set it to 20 and you cause 60 blocks to just crumble, it'll delete the extra 40 so that it doesn't crash the server. It just int kills them. Um, when I was implementing that script, I was borrowing pieces of it from other scripts and stuff like that. It had an auto ban thing in there, and I removed that. Right now, it just lets you know, like, hey, what you're doing it's basically like a warning, like, hey, what you're doing can cause problems with the server, so just try to be more careful. But nothing's going to happen to you about it.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, and if we have any major rules, like, hey, you do this shit, I'm going to kick you. We're going to definitely communicate them to you. Like I said, we're new to the 7-day thing. My Rust people here can absolutely tell you that we're a very communicative team. We always post things if we're going to make anything major happen or any changes. Who we got next?
All right, next we got Charlie Chang.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, T-Bird.
What's going on?
I have 3 statements.
Yep.
1, Beetle, if you leave the fucking server, I'm gonna break your toes. 2, Chernus and Light, come to main 2. It's a lot better than main 1. And 3, T-Bird, I am sorry for being a dick fart in the support channel and also all of other staff who was there for that as well.
So if it makes you feel better, and I need to tell this to a lot of people on our servers. If it makes you feel better, I deal with so much drama from players and so much stuff that I literally, A, I don't hold grudges, and B, I don't even remember or even know what you did. So hopefully that makes you feel like, well, I guess it wasn't that bad if you don't even remember what I'm talking about. Because I seriously,
Well, I
no
know
ill
you
will.
remember me. I know you remember me.
I seriously don't remember any problem from you. I really don't.
I
I'm
know
being
you
honest.
remember me. Don't even lie.
Just walk
Context
away.
clues
All
help.
right,
Walk away.
wait,
Yeah.
so can one of the admins DM me on my phone so I remember this?
I told somebody to kill themselves for shooting my twig.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, that would be bad,
Yeah.
but it's all good. You know what? You know what? You dealt with what you had to deal with, and you're still here. So,
Yes, and I am being a man and coming forward to say sorry to everybody who is dealing with that situation.
well, I appreciate that because most people just rage at us and then go elsewhere, and we never hear from them again. And hey, you know what? We're all human, and we all do stupid shit. I do stupid shit all the time. So,
Oh, an additional main 2 gang represent.
Nah.
all right, who we got next?
All right, next we got Zach12359.
Hello.
Hey, Zach.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, cool. Forgive me, I'm a little sick right now, so if you don't hear me talking, I'm coughing. I just got a question regarding. I don't know if this is the best place for it, but feel free to tell me to fuck off if it's not. Player hosted or not player hosted, but player funded events. Would those be okay? Like, trying to think of how to word it. I want
No, I know
to.
what you're saying though. Like
Yeah.
make an event that you pay for pretty much like with RP or paper or something.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm just concerned about me playing favoritism or something like that, or you guys being worried that I would play favoritism or anything like that.
It's pretty simple. As a player, you're putting on a player event, and if players want to join and participate, they can. And if either they don't like the rules or have a bad feeling about it, they don't participate, and everyone can go about their way.
Okay.
With player events, I mean, the way we do it is honestly, you have to supply whatever you're doing anyway. So, what would be there's the argument I would make would be, what would be the difference of Zach saying, well, I'm going to hand Sumi a bunch of stuff because I like him, versus you doing an event and saying, okay, Sumi won, now I'm going to hand him. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no difference anyway. It's splitting hairs. And as far as the admin team is concerned, we actually have a strong stance of we don't provide stuff for those events because of the whole favoritism type, situations. But we gladly, as long as it's nothing cheating wise, like spawning items or making warp points and stuff like that. If you're ever hosting an event and you want to clear it with us ahead of time and say, hey, maybe one of you guys can float around just to make sure players don't start acting stupid and ruining my event. If we're around, and it's not like a Saturday evening and we're all out doing stuff. If we're around, we'd be glad to help out with that. We just can't spawn items or make warp points and stuff like that for players, because then that would be, oh, you did it for him, why can't you do it for me? Is Zach your favorite? Like we ran into that in the past, so we don't do that kind of stuff. But we'll gladly come police it for you and at least try to keep people under control.
Yeah, for sure. Because I do a lot of ratings, so at the end of PvP day and shit, I've got a lot of stuff. So I'd like to do an event or something just to give it all away, because I don't really care about it all or anything like that. So
have at it, and make sure the players know that it's coming out of your pocket too. That way, A, you get the props, and B, they don't think we're cheating and doing stuff like that, because we're pretty strict on that stuff.
Yeah, sounds good.
Perfect. Love it.
Also a big fan of you guys. Wouldn't be here without you. So thank you.
Hey man, we appreciate y'all.
That's all for me.
Yep. All right, next.
All right, we got Charlie Chang again.
Oh Lord, who let him back in here?
You did.
Tainted have my babies. Tainted have my babies, please.
Oh my God.
All right.
I love
and
you
he's
too.
Gone.
And just like that.
That main two crew. Weirdos.
Oh, these main two people, I swear to God.
I know, dude. I don't know what to do with them anymore.
All right, who we got next? We got anybody else?
No, it's just Charlie constantly asking to speak again.
Okay, I've seen a couple things scroll by in chat. Mikey, the thank thing is still a thing. We haven't come up with any.
We got one. We got Lil K now.
All right.
Another main two guy.
Hello.
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 Hi, okay.
There you go. For some reason my headphone was messed up and I couldn't hear you guys.
Oh.
It's fixed. Hey, I just wanted to say thank you for having the servers and for allowing us to be able to play on it. And main two's the best.
Hey, thank you for playing
and
on it.
Unfortunately, on the 30th will be the last day I'm going to be on the server for a while, because I'm going to be moving and I don't know when I'm going to be able to have my PC set up again to join y'all.
Well, how about this? I will give you my word that we will still be here when you get back.
But thank you for letting us be able to play and having us
Hey,
server set for us.
we appreciate all the players. It wouldn't be a server without the players.
That's why we have it.
Yep.
Absence
Absolutely.
makes the heart grow fond.
There you go. Yeah, we'll be here when you get back. We promise.
Yep.
Okay. That's all I got to say.
All right.
All
Good luck
right.
when you move.
Next,
And by
we
the way, I
got-
forgot to say this earlier because I was in a hurry. But Zach, I hope you feel better if you're still out there listening, man. Hope you feel better, bud.
Yep. Beetle.
I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Oh God, Beatles here. I'm out.
I'll
Shit.
follow you out.
Charlie, I love you too. Bye. Sorry that any of the drama we caused, but are you following up on the suggestions? Because I know that we've had a few good ones lately.
You talking about the suggestions channel?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I felt like it was broken the other day. I
No,
didn't know
we
if that
do it
was
when we
brought up.
can. We do it when we can. Some of them we leave up there because we're considering or talking about. Some of them we
Okay.
leave up there because we just haven't got around to it yet. And then some of them get denied real instantly.
Suggestion bot was down a few nights ago.
Okay,
I
yeah.
run it in my own Discord and it was just flat down. We didn't turn it off or anything.
I was like, how rude.
If it didn't post, just send it in again. The whole bot itself was down.
Yeah. So I know we can talk off server, but I rented a server for a year.
Yeah, I saw your post in here.
Yeah, I'm not using it for anything but admin abuse right now, honestly.
Yeah, I appreciate the offer, but I don't have any desire to throw up more stuff and do more stuff. A lot of this has to do with just workload, man.
No, that's fine.
Believe it or not, this is real personal, so I didn't say it in my big speech, but like I'm self-employed and I track my income. I get paid by what I do. Like I don't get hourly. I just get paid by the jobs I take care of and do. And I've been tracking my income. In the first year I had these servers, I had an 18% pay decrease. The second year these servers were up, it was 34% pay decrease. And that's on top of the 18 for the first year. And now this year, I'm at 67% less income than I used to make before I started these servers. So and it's not because it's because I'm not doing as much work because I'm spending so much time working on the servers and stuff like that. So
Also, thank you guys for all your hard work.
I would just like to point out, I don't know how many times we have told him to go shower, to eat, to go get string.
I think we all have that.
Yeah, there's literally been days where they're like, T, you got to go take a shower, dude. You've been on here for
That is all my
even
question.
even I'll just say even when T had his back surgery, we would literally tell him to go to bed. Like
Oh god, you remember that week? I
we
was like
were
crawling to my computer.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
literally a family. Like we literally tell him go to bed, go do this, go do that, because we
Yeah.
just don't do it.
So without rambling on, I appreciate this offer, man, but I'm just trying to lighten my workload as much as I can do.
Oh, it's all good. I was good. You guys left the mic open for me. I didn't want to take advantage of it. So.
Oh, okay. Appreciate it, man.
All right. Charlie Chang, you got one last chance. If you say something stupid, I might just ban you.
If you ban me, that's not cool, man. Secondly, Beetle, it's okay. We can always get remarried. Divorces don't last forever. Our children will come back together. Mike and them, they can all come back to the team. And Sin, we're chilling, playing other games.
Right.
I will also settle for Cryogen, Night Nolas, or Dead Shots babies. Don't ban me, please.
I don't want to spoil the good feeling and vibes we've got here, but there's a lot of people in this meeting.
Yeah, we got to
so
get moving on here.
moving.
And not only
Fine.
that, but I still haven't had lunch or dinner yet. I'd like to. It's 9:30.
Yes, I've stalled the meeting long enough. I shall leave.
It's 9:30 at night here. My wife is going to be home soon. I haven't even eaten, so let's move on here.
All right.
Next.
There are no more requests.
Yay! Okay, no more requests.
turn that off.
All right, cool. So that is all done with. No stream tonight for a new map preview. I already explained that earlier. I will be typing up a huge announcement, kind of the TLDR of what we discussed tonight, so that people that weren't here know what happened. Feel free, if you see people, you're going to see a lot of confusion and chaos in the next week or so. Players are going to log in like, what the fuck is this? Or they're going to come in Discord, where the hell did the server go? Blah, blah, blah. And just, can you guys help us out? Explain to players, hell, just link them to the announcement, do something. Just, hey, go read this, go read that, give them a link. Just give us a hand. We're going to be dealing with a lot. All the tickets about getting RP and vet gold transferred over and stuff like that. We're gonna have our hands full here over the next couple of weeks. So if you guys could give us a hand, we would definitely appreciate that. Cool. The last call for any admins before I shut this thing down. Anything? Going once?
So I want to say something.
Say it, man. You can, with your voice, you can say all you want to say, babe. I'm gonna lay back in my chair and just relax.
So, we talked about all the things that are going to be stopping, and there's been a lot of chatter inside of our group in kind of stepping up some community events and running some fun things. It's probably not going to happen for a couple of weeks, but keep that stuff in mind. And if you've got event types that you really like, things that you think are fun, please add that stuff into the general chat, and we'll see if we can shape some events around that kind of stuff.
Speaking
General
of
chat.
That I gotta pause you. That just reminded me of a major thing I forgot to say during the real meeting. The wipe schedule for this month is the way it is because I evidently cannot read calendars correctly, and I planned a trip to go visit my family for my mother's birthday, and I planned it on the weekend. I should have had a weekend wipe. So the wipe schedule this month is really weird. You got 2 really long wipes. That's why we're not changing the way we do wipes. I plan on still sticking with the one Saturday wipe and some other more wipes that aren't so long. But this month you're just going to get blessed with 2 really long wipes because my dumbass planned a vacation right in the middle of that shit because I couldn't read a calendar correctly. So just wanted to get that out there. I saw some people asking about that earlier. Also, I saw someone asking about the vet golds and the store stuff. So my experiments tell me that when I convert us to the new servers, it's going to seamlessly just sync up with the main 1 and main 2 vet golds. Obviously the light and terminus ones I'll have to manually do. If that doesn't happen, I'll get you guys taken care of no matter what. I'm not in the business of ripping people off, so just bear with me. It's going to be crazy. I'm actually manually auditing every vet gold we've ever had in our server history right now on a spreadsheet. It's a pain in the ass, but I've been doing it person by person, Steam ID by Steam ID. I'm trying my best, so just bear with me. Sorry, I forgot all about those topics. What were you saying, Drake?
I was going to say, so also, folks, if you come up with a really cool event idea or something like that too, and you don't want to necessarily throw it in public, yes, throw a support bot ticket in, bot us. We've had 1 or 2 people that are like, hey, I want to do blah, and we're willing to work with you, and do things. If you have this really, like an idea that we're going, oh, we've never done that before, or even something to help with what we already have. You're like, hey, cool, I have an idea for the derby events that you guys run. You know, just let us know something. You know, we take feedback on those things too. So
I've actually asked the admin team to throw an extra amount of events this month due to the long wipes to keep players actually interested in playing and not getting bored. So hopefully you guys will see a lot of that stuff. Maz would be the event coordinator, so get with him. Cool. Any other admins got anything you want to throw out there? I know these people are probably like, gosh, shut up already. Oh, is Hawk in here listening right now? If she is, Hawk, I love you. I miss you.
She is. Hi, Hawk.
Oh,
Hi,
Hawk.
Hawk.
We miss you, Hawk.
We love you.
I hope you get everything sorted out and come back to us someday. We really miss you, Hawk. And I know the players miss you too.
Yeah, they do.
Everybody give Hawk a big wave. We miss Hawk. There she is. Look at that. Oh, I miss Hawk. Good stuff. Okay, cool. All right. I guess that's it for the meeting, you guys. Feel free to keep chatting in Discord and stuff. If you guys anything else for me, I'll keep an eye on things. That was it. Thank you guys for listening. Honestly, I feel much better now. I've been stressing for weeks and I feel better. So thank you. See y'all later.
Are we doing prizes for this? I don't want to
Leave without handing out
I
prizes?
haven't really been around, but
Do we still do that?
I leave in like mid sentence on Aliyah.
Yeah, she was asking, are we still doing prizes for this?
Yeah.
Handing out prizes on main one.
He just nukes the channel.
are we not doing prizes?
I forgot all about the prizes.
Oh no!
Are we still
Me and Cryo are on main one.
Yeah, you guys can still do the prizes. Just announce it in the actual server chat. I don't give a fuck if the whole damn server gets the prizes. I mean, it's 4 swipe in 2 days anyway.
Deadshot, I took over for Cryo. It's you and I.
Sorry about that, Elliot.
I didn't maybe there was like discussion that was made not to include prizes, and I wasn't here for that. I didn't want to be like committing us, but you're like, okay, bye. Like, wait, hold on.
It's like raising your hand like in school, you know, when you're about to say something really fucked up. It's like, hey guys. Oh god.
I'm gonna get back to work.